In this quick core workout, we are going to focus on deep core, the transverse abdominis. This type of work is often emphasized after giving birth when postpartum, as it should be, but it's beneficial for everyone. Unfortunately, it's often skipped over or neglected until there is an injury or an issue with the pelvic floor or you do give birth. But you don't have to fit into those three categories to do this type of work. It's great for everyone. For equipment, I'm going to use a long resistance band. If you don't have one, you can still do this. You would use a dish towel and pull out on it when we are gripping the band in our hands. And then when we move to have the band around our foot, you would just do that body weight. So can be done without it, but if you have access to a long resistance band, I want you to grab it. We're going to be laying down on our back. You don't need the band to start, but just have it close to your side. Now, when we're talking deep core, transverse abdominis, it all comes down to diaphragmatic breathing and linking that proper breathing pattern to activating the transversus, okay? So we're going to start knees bent, feet on the floor, neutral through the spine and pelvis. So you do have that natural curve to your low back, but we're not letting it peel up to the ceiling. And I want you to bring your hands to the sides of your rib cage. You could close your eyes if you like. We're going to start with just some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to inhale through the nose. As we inhale through the nose, I want you to expand your rib cage into your hands. We're going to exhale slowly out through the mouth, like you're blowing a birthday candle. And as you do, your ribs move gently in and down as there's a widening and bracing of that whole abdominal wall. Inhale, expand. As you inhale, the pelvic floor relaxes. Exhale slowly out through the mouth. As you do, ribs move in and down. You engage to that abdominal wall. There's a gentle lift of the pelvic floor. Keep breathing like that. Shoulders are relaxed. So as you inhale, fill your diaphragm. Don't shrug your shoulders. One more like this. Now that breath pattern, we're going to continue as we add in some movement and some band work. So I want you to grab your band now so that there's some light tension on it. You have the ends in your hands. You could loop it around your hands if you'd like. We're going to lift those arms up above our chest, about shoulder height. We're going to do that same breath work, but as we exhale, we're going to pull out on the band. I still want both feet down to start. So I want you to inhale to prepare, expand through that diaphragm. Exhale slowly out. And as you do, pull gently on the band. It's not going to be a huge movement. It's a few inches out. Inhale, release. Keep moving like that. Now, as you exhale, I want you to think breath first, movement second. So first, I want you to feel that gentle brace of your abdominal wall and then pull out on the band. Notice, are you getting everything to work together? The engagement of the transversus, the little lift of the pelvic floor, all moving together as one system. Just as important as that gentle lift or contraction of the pelvic floor as you exhale is being able to relax the pelvic floor as you inhale. One more. From here, you can keep the band in your hands, but I just want you to lower the hands down by your side. Now, keeping your left foot planted on the floor, I want you to lift your right heel, so just the ball of that right foot is lightly on the ground. And you can press your hands firmly down into your sides. Now, keeping the left foot down, we're going to lift and lower the right leg, but that breath first, movement second is going to be very important. I want you to exhale, feel your abdominal wall engage, then lift the knee up. If you lift first, it's going to be all hip flexors. We want to get the abdominals to fire a split second before those hip flexors, okay? So we inhale to prepare. Exhale slowly out through the mouth. Fire the transversus, then that knee lifts up to tabletop. Inhale, return the ball of the foot to the mat. Stay on the same side. Go slowly. So there is almost like a widening or a flattening, a bracing of the abdominal wall. There's not a pushing out or a doming, okay? That is very important. 3 more this side. Last time. And then your right foot is going to come all the way down to the mat. We're going to do the same thing over to the left. So start by just lifting the heels here just lightly on the ball of the foot. Again, you want to feel that bracing of your abdominal wall, then the hip flexors fire to lift the knee, okay? Inhale to prepare. Exhale slowly out. Left knee lifts up to tabletop. Inhale to return it. Go slowly through this. The proper firing of the muscles is important. Four more this side. Now, as that knee lifts up, we're maintaining neutral through the pelvis. So we maintain that natural curve to the low spine. We're not rocking and rolling onto the low back to lift the knee. Final time here. And then we plant that foot firmly on the ground. All right, we're going to grab that band again. Again, we grab it wide, loose tension on it. Hands are going to lift up above the shoulders. So now keeping that left foot firmly on the ground. On an exhale, let's lift that right knee up to tabletop. And then from here, I want you to flex the foot. All right, now as we exhale, we're going to put some pieces together. We're going to pull out on the band, and as we do, we're going to press this right leg straight, okay? So inhale to prepare. Exhale, fire through the core. Pull gently out on the band, leg extends. Inhale, bring it back to the starting position. Staying on this side, maintaining neutral through the spine. No rocking through the pelvis. Left foot is staying firmly down on the floor for support. By the way, don't mind the thing around Pickle's neck. She has a vet appointment tomorrow and I have to prevent her from licking her paw. The cone wasn't working, so I made a makeshift one. It's like a neck pillow. 3 more times. Again, breath first, movement a split second after. Final time. Bring the knee to tabletop, lower that right foot on the mat. On your next exhale, now it's the left knee that is going to come up to tabletop. Same thing, flex through the ankle. Inhale to prepare. Exhale slowly out through the mouth, engage that abdominal wall, gentle pull out on the band as you press that leg straight. Inhale, bring it back to your starting position. I don't care how low the leg goes, the higher it is, the easier it will be to maintain a neutral pelvis. The lower, the more challenging, but lower is not better, okay? It's only as low as you can, maintaining a stable, neutral pelvis. Make sure you're using your breath here. Smooth and controlled. 3 more. Final time. And then return that foot to the mat. All right, from here, we're going to switch up what we do with the band, kind of building off of what we just did. So I want you to take the band and I want you to put the middle of it around the arch of your right foot, Both ends of the bands are going to be held in your right hand, and then you're going to anchor that right arm down to the mat, okay? And then with your left arm, you're going to reach it up towards the ceiling. Now, to start, let's keep our left foot firmly on the mat. I will give you the option to bring it up to tabletop as well. Only do that if you feel safe doing so, okay? If you are newly postpartum and still working to rebuild your core, I want you to keep this left foot down the whole time, all right? So now, very similar to what we were doing, as we exhale, we're going to press that leg out against the band. We're also going to reach that opposite arm overhead, and then we're going to bring everything in, okay? So we inhale to prepare. Exhale, press. Inhale back to start. Neutral through the pelvis, so you have the natural curve to your lower spine, but we're not letting that low back over hyper arch up towards that ceiling. Now I want you to either continue going exactly as you are, or if you're up for the challenge on your next exhale, I want you to bring your left knee up to tabletop as well. It's going to stay in tabletop as we continue to move. Right leg, left arm overhead. Inhale, bring it back in. Three more. Final time. Bring it to start. Lower your left arm and left foot to the mat, and then we're going to take the band off of the right foot, and we're going to do that same thing over to the other side. I swear Pickles wants you to feel bad for her. She knows there are people on the other side of the camera. She wants your sympathy. I'm sorry, Pickles, you have to wear that, okay, honey? I don't like it any more than you do. All right, the center of the band is around your left arch. You're going to grab the ends of the band in your left hand and then anchor that elbow down to the mat. You're open through the chest, neutral through the pelvis. Right arm reaches overhead. To start, I want your right foot down on the mat, Pickles. Inhale to prepare. Expand through the diaphragm. As you exhale slowly out through the mouth, ribs start to move in and down. You feel that gentle bracing of the abdominal wall, and then a split second after, we extend right arm overhead as the left foot presses. Inhale, bring it back to start. Now you can stay exactly as you are. If you did so on the other side, though, on your next exhale, let's bring that right knee up to tabletop as well. It's going to stay in tabletop as we continue with that movement. As you exhale, we press through that left foot as the leg straightens, right arm overhead. Inhale it back to start. Now we are maintaining neutral through the spine, so we're not rocking the pelvis. This is called an open chain exercise because you have both feet off of the floor. You would only progress to this after you feel very comfortable with closed chain, which is keeping one or both feet on the mat. In this instance, where we're on our back like this. Three more. Final time. Lower your right arm, your right foot to the mat. Remove the band from your left foot. We're going to finish up centered. The band is going to come back in your hands about shoulders distance apart. And we're going to place it over the front of our hips. We're going to come into some bridge work. To start, the hands are going to stay down by your side, but I want the band there for some added resistance. So feet are going to be sitting bones distance apart, heels under knees, spread out through the toes and really ground down through your feet, neutral through the pelvis and the spine to start. So again, you have those neutral curves. On an exhale, we're going to lift the hips up into a bridge position. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, engage that abdominal wall, press your feet into the floor, fire through the glutes, lift those hips up into your glute bridge. As you inhale, you're going to lower the hips back down. Keep moving like that. The band is just giving us a little extra resistance, a little added challenge. Now let's talk about the pelvic floor for a second. So just as important as that gentle contraction or that gentle lift as you exhale and lift your hips up, is the ability to get it to relax at the bottom. Often when we think about the pelvic floor, we think we need to strengthen it. We need to do things like Kegels or contracting, but equally as important is getting it to relax. A lot of us have trouble releasing or relaxing it. So at the bottom, you might need to pause, relax, and then exhale, lift. Two more, and then we hold at the top. Next time up, you're going to hold. Now we're firing through the glutes more so than the lower back so that we are still neutral through the lower spine at the top, just as we were at the bottom. Now on your next inhale, I want you to reach those arms up to the ceiling and sweep them overhead. And as you exhale, return the hands back down, band presses over hips. Fingertips tap the floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sweep them down. Keep pressing up through the hips, maintaining this bridge position. If it gets to be too much, though, you can lower your hips and do it at the bottom instead. You're going to give me just one more, and then we're going to go back to our hip lift and lower, completing one more set. Exhale, press those hands down. Stay for your inhale. Stay for your exhale. And then let's go back to that bridge lift and lower. Inhale, they lower. Exhale to press those hips up. Hands are staying down by your sides, kind of pinning the band. So don't just go through the movements. This is very mindful. So go as slow as you need to really get all the moving parts working as one. You exhale, the ribs move gently in and down. There's a bracing of the abdominal wall, gentle lift of the pelvic floor, then the hips move. Eventually you'll be able to do it smoother, kind of having everything fire and function together at once. But especially to start, you almost have to go through like a quick little checklist in your mind, and that is okay. We're working towards the more fluid firing of the muscles. Next time up, you're going to hold the hips at the top. Now, as you inhale, the arms sweep overhead. Don't flare open through the ribs. And as you exhale, you press your palms down towards your sides. Just 4 more, and then you are done with this quick deep core class. Final time. Stay for an inhale. Stay for an exhale. And then let's lower those hips down to the mat. You can hug your knees in towards your chest. I like to bring them wide. And then just a gentle rock side to side. We can roll onto one side of our body. Use your hands to press yourself up through seated. And that is your class. I hope you found it beneficial. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. Awesome work.